Uh, hey guys, I am currently trying to record something for y'all. I got a new phone. Y'all looking at this thinking it's probably like a 10 or something. No, it's really a 6S Plus. I appreciate headphone jacks. Hey guys, hopefully the sound quality will get better in a little bit once I figure out how to connect my microphone. But until then, how you guys doing? This is so much easier to do with Eric, and part of the reason why Eric isn't here is because he doesn't live in Maryland like I do. So he's not here. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is the Identity Booth. My co-host is not here. He's at home with his lovely wife. Wave to them. We miss you guys dearly. My name is Hero, and I am the host of the Identity Booth. And our goal is to somehow, I'm going to keep talking as if there's two people here. It's just me and Dr. Hero. Usually it's me and the boy wonder, Eric. We're still trying to work that out. We're going to get it done. We recorded some stuff, but it was just trash, like garbage. So we're going to go back to the drawing boards and make sure we do it right, because we believe in quality over quantity. And while we're still figuring that out, I'm going to just be sending out little things. This shouldn't be a long podcast. There's just a few things I want to talk about. There's some things that are like going on in the news. But before we get to that, I'd like to send a shout out to Elena and her little company she got going on. It's Poppin Popcorn. I'm trying to do some stuff in the back. I'm trying to get some stuff done. I'm trying to buy all the popcorn. And if you're a fan of popcorn, it's the season for that type of stuff. I got some great stuff that should be coming out to you guys in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. All the information as far as her company is concerned and the product will be listed in the link below. But pushing forward, there's been a lot of stuff like going on in the news. And just a forewarning, if this like cuts out or fades to black, it's because I forgot. I don't have a second camera, which is usually what Eric does. And I'm not... Alright, this show doesn't really work too well if Eric isn't here, so bear with me guys. But if it fades to black, you see my little avatar, you know what happened. But just to go down some things that have been like going on, I'll be out of the country for a little bit, strictly business, and then I'll come back. You guys can probably catch me at the LSU Georgia game. This is my first time going back to the swamp since 2006, and you're asking yourself, why was Hero at the swamp in 2006? Because in 2006, I had a tryout with LSU, and I went out there, trained with them, and they didn't offer me a scholarship. They offered me a partial and said, you might be able to play your junior year. It's funny how great it is to see the other people eat their crow. You know, they were coming off of their high horse. They had just won a national championship, so they had every right to be skeptical of a underweight, underappreciated, unknown defensive lineman from Calumet City. But they slept on me, and then I skipped every player they had in the draft, and I outlasted all of them, and I won a Super Bowl before all of them. How about that? Funny story, as I was coming in, Odell Beckham Jr. was coming. As I was coming out, Odell Beckham Jr. was coming in, so it was really crazy to see that duality. But anyway, I'll be out there for the game, go support my brother, see my sister, have some fun, get away. It's easily been a month. I'm videoing this really late at night. You guys know how much I hate like natural light, like not natural light. I hate like fluorescent lights. I have to do this in the fluorescent light because, you know, my magical button. Boop. Without it, it's dark in here. You feel me? That's not a bad after drop. And if I was like some edgy gamer, this would be the thing to do. But I'm not an edgy gamer, and this is not an edgy game website. So, lights on. And I like using that natural light, but it's about 2300 right now, so ain't no light outside. But let's get to the news. Brett Kavanaugh has been announced as the supreme, like he's the supreme. He got on the Supreme Court. And to my question, anybody is, are you surprised? Are you surprised at all? You know, it's easy to believe that this is something that truly should matter. But when you elected a president who said out loud, grab him by the pussy, anyone he elects to put into a position of power who is equal or greater than his disgust level is fair game to him. And you shouldn't anticipate them not getting in. Roy Moore was a special case, and the only reason why Roy Moore got it kicked out was because his running, the Democratic person running against them, Doug something, or his name was Doug something, I don't know. But basically, he was just as conservative. He was a Democrat dressed in, he was a Republican dressed in Democrat clothing, and his views are just as right wing as any as Alabama. Like, if you're a Democrat in Alabama, you're really a Republican. You're just a soft Republican. So I don't get that. But he made it in, and that's not what's really important, because don't get me wrong, the allegations, the he said, she said, all of that is relevant. But until there's some type of proof, and hear me out, I believe he did these things. But unless you have something to corroborate it, some proof, like witness testimony, something, they ain't no half step in here. Like, you're not going to get someone of his magnitude and caliber kicked out of this biggest judgment, the biggest judge spot in the land. So he made it in. But something interesting about him making it in and what was going on throughout the week while he was trying to be moved forward as a nominee. The Trump administration back about a month ago claimed that they had stopped, like, you know, kidnapping and separating kids at the border. Oh, that was bullshit. And I'm surprised. No, I'm not surprised. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm shocked at how quickly we forgot. No, I'm not. That's something we always do. You know, these kids have been separated, and now the number has increased. There's more kids missing. And these kids are no longer being separated at the border. They're being allowed in to the country, given to a family, or put with a host family or a relative, and then being kidnapped at night and transported to a desert location in Arizona. I want y'all to let that resonate. We as a country, like, when someone is doing something at night, then you know why. It's because they're ashamed. Like, our country is so okay with just being fascist idiots. Like, history is so useless in this country because we see it, we watch it come up, we watch it grow, and we still don't do anything about it. And kudos to the people who have stayed on this story. Kudos to people that are still liking and watching that video. My 1,475 people, kids missing. Like, that video really struck a nerve with me. And I don't even have kids. But if you have kids and this doesn't affect you, something's wrong with you. Straight up, something is wrong with you. And I almost want to say we need to stop jumping from story to story, and we just need to, as a general thing from now on, pick a group of people to stay with a story and let them move with that story until it's done. Because what happens is something like Brett Kavanaugh happens, and we turn our heads for a split second, and when we look back, the problem we thought was solved has now exploded. and exponentially increased its blast radius while we weren't looking. The Trump administration thrives on misdirection. That's what they're good at. While they do this, they do that. And we fall for it over and over again. So we as a people need to function and focus on that. But this story ties into something else that I have really been concerned about. And my primary concern about this issue is the Trump administration has admitted that global warming is real. Why is global warming and a bunch of kids going missing in the desert, not going missing, they're being kidnapped by our government, so important? This is theory time for all you people who base their thoughts on reality. This is strictly a theory. I have done no research on this. What if there's a situation out there right now, like, what if the reason why we're going around getting all these illegal immigrants get them all hurled up into one little spot and kicking them out of the country is because we as a country long ago determined that global warming is inevitable and we're going to try and make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time and limit how many people we have in our country to maximize our resources and potential survival in the next 10 to 20 years. Say natural resources like clean water, clean air, or just our ozone layers disappear. What if our American government is methodically planning a way to edge out the poor, edge out the less than, edge out the have-nots in order to guarantee themselves a way of making it? Think about how much the gap between the poor and the rich has become and what it means to have, like, we're debating people making a living wage. Imagine how long those people are going to last when there's nothing left. And you know, it's kind of funny because anytime you think about these post-apocalyptic instances, you always find out that, you know, the weak survive. They tend to survive. You know, the poor, they just get more comfortable with the stuff that they have to put up with. But the rich really do believe that their money can save them. And you know, if you've seen any of those post-apocalyptic, you know, things, you find out very quickly that you will suffer, you will pay for your crimes some way, somehow. There's no getting away from it. Mother Nature is a fickle bitch, and when she turns her ugly head on America, God help us all, or whoever you pray to. Next topic. I don't have any paper. I don't even have a pen. I'm so unprepared to do this podcast. But I have to do this podcast because some of y'all got the attention span of a little gerbil or what's those things that be hamsters. Y'all got the attention span of a hamster. And if I don't put out a video at least once a week, y'all gonna forget that hero existed.